Hey everybody, it's your boy J Mac and your boy Pinocchio, and we're back with another episode of Conversations and Pastimes. How's it going, buddy?
It's going great. Game
Game
time.
time.
Let's do this.
Speaking of game time, did you see where Caitlin Clark got drafted number one?
I'm kind of surprised. I know that she wanted to, you know, make more money, and I'm sure she'll make some off endorsements. But to know that she made over $1 million last year in college, and now she's going to make 70,000
Ooh,
her first year, it's like
oh, that's nasty. That is
it's silly.
nasty.
From 1 million, and then you're first overall pick 70,000.
Mm-mm. She'll definitely make up some money on endorsements, but it ain't gonna be that much.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with the NIL right now. It's really affecting college sports in a weird way. But maybe students will stay in school longer and have a backup plan and have money to set themselves up for the
If I can
future.
make $1 million a year, I'm never leaving school.
No, for sure. Well, even the people that are making, 100K, 50K, whatever, and say they get out of college and don't get drafted or don't have a successful career, at least they have something now to get them
Yeah,
started.
yeah. That's what we were talking about the last time. I mean, it
Yeah.
does put you in
I
a
hated on it more last time.
different situation. Um,
Yeah.
so I have a question for you, sir.
All
Where
right.
you at
Shoot.
on X Men?
Oh,
Yeah,
man. Still slacking, but I've
yeah,
been picking
baby.
it up. I'm watching the Dark Phoenix saga right now. I think I'm on episode 2 or 3 out of
Okay,
4.
I had to think. I was like, wait,
It's the very end of season
yeah,
3, I think, which has been entertaining so far. I didn't realize that there were 2 parts of the Phoenix
yeah.
Saga.
So you had the.
There's been
That's
some
why I had to pause just now because you do have the Phoenix and then the Dark Phoenix.
right.
So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, I was just checking in because I mean,
I'm digging the shirt.
yeah.
So, without giving spoilers, what do you think
So
of it
right
so
now I
far?
like it. It. I okay. We'll do our full episode once you pop in. So I'm gonna say I
Fair.
do like the new direction. It's kind of clunky, but we're getting there. The animation style has changed, but um, I think it's for the better. I mean, you had to update it a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
there are
I did hear they kind of scaled down the ladies a little bit.
no that wasn't a thing.
Uh,
That wasn't a thing.
that was a fake hating
Yeah,
thing.
if you're talking about Rogue, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so that whole thing was just somebody being thirsty and somebody being
gotcha.
thirsty on the internet, pointing it out to somebody else, and them also being thirsty. There's one scene in the original X-Men that they pulled that from because there's no other scene in the entire show where you look at Rogue and you're like, damn, look at them cakes. Like there's nowhere else in the series that you see that. But there's that one scene where she's laying down and they just catch her from an angle and it just makes her look like she's a lot more voluptuous than what she is. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
So they didn't tone down anything.
Just when you started talking about, the new animation, I was like, I wonder how he feels about that and if that has
Well,
changed because I haven't
so
seen any.
you have to remember that whenever that whole thing came out, I was still watching the original series. So I'm looking at these
Sure.
episodes like, you guys are idiots. You're stupid and
Yeah.
you're over sexualizing this thing. Like
Yeah.
you're being horny for no reason. I mean, I get it, but no. Because there are definitely shows that have come out that they it's like, hey, wait a minute, what happened? What happened? And I can't think of anything in particular right now, but I there was definitely a show at some point where it was like, hey, you used to have the thing. Where's the thing? I don't see it.
I'll tell you, animation that I have hated now is the change from the Mickey Mouse characters.
Oh, just about how
So,
they're all like
have you?
3D now or whatever that animation style is.
I wouldn't say three. It's like Mickey Mouse meets Rocco's Modern Life, like all real monsters. I mean, Goofy looks like he's on meth. He's creepy.
Oh.
Goofy was already never anybody's favorite. I
I
loved
like
Goofy.
Goofy. Well, I like Goofy
Okay,
because of
good.
Goof Troop though.
Yeah, Goof Troop, Goofy movie.
Never
It's
watched it.
awesome. Classic. Watch it. Especially now as a father. When you watch it as a kid, you have a totally different mindset. Watch it as a father now. Dude, it is
All
fantastic.
right, I will take that challenge because so I know it's another one of those movies that where I've heard and I've seen bits and pieces of it, so I kind of know the premise, but I've never actually sat down and watched the Goofy movie. Either of
Dude,
them.
it's one of my favorites.
Which,
It's up there with like Emperor's New Groove. Like it's great.
which is crazy because I did watch Goof Troop, so I mean
Yeah.
it should have been right there, but
So um, I'll tell you, some of the songs in it are also just epic. One of them, actually, me and my wife chose it as our intro song when we got introduced as husband and wife at our wedding, and it was just so funny because when we asked the DJ, we're like, "Hey, can you play Eye to Eye from?" Uh, I can't even think of the artist's
Powerline.
name now. You guys like, well, not
Oh, Tevin
Powerline,
Campbell.
but the
Tevin
real
Campbell.
guy. Ah, thank you. And he was like, I don't have that. And we're like, get it. And he's like, I'll see what I can do. And he found it and he got it. And so that was awesome. And then later on in our wedding night, actually, someone comes up to me, they're like, hey, did like I'm kind of drunk, but did you guys walk out to a Goofy movie song? I said, yes. Yes, we did.
I'm a I'm a little bit wasted, but that was definitely a Goofy movie, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm not that drunk yet.
Talking about things that, getting into doing fun things or whatever, adding things from your childhood to big events. I really wanted to do this cool gender reveal
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I'm sad that we didn't do it, but I get why. We were going to do a wrestling gender reveal. My wife, who's pregnant, she's going to get her way, whatever. She vetoed it. Let me tell you, this was going to be epic. I was going to build a ring in the backyard. We're going to have over family, friends, big thing. And I was going to have it Royal Rumble style, where three or four people are wearing girl shirt, like pink shirts, three or four are wearing blue shirts. And this was what went through my head. They fight, they can choose their own finishing move, whatever, pin each other, throw them out of the ring, whatever. Once you're out, you're out. And it just one at a time. And it's just like, oh, is it going to be a girl? No, he gets knocked out. Wait, the guy's holding up his hands. No, he gets knocked out. Well, then I was going to tell my two best buddies who were involved, and I was going to tell one of them, look, you're the last one. So now he's thinking, oh, I'm wearing girl shirt, like awesome, cool. And then I was going to tell my other best friend, like, you're the referee. You just announce when he wins. But then I was going to whisper to him, he's not really the winner. Whenever he finishes this guy off or whatever, you hold up his hand and then you go stunner him and then you take off your referee shirt and you got the other shirt on. And then I was going to come in, pick him up, hug him, go crazy, and then rock bottom him and take off the shirt. And I was going to actually be the only one that knew what it was. And my wife was like, she's like, I would go through so many swings of emotions that I couldn't
You
deal
know
with
what?
that.
I'm thinking about how cool that is and not thinking about that part at all. She's right. She'd be like,
Dude,
yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
especially because she really wanted a girl. And so many of our family members, not they wanted us to have a boy, but like they they did. They wanted us to have a boy just because we don't
So
have
many
any.
people wanted us to have a boy. Well, they didn't want us to have a boy, but they wanted us
I
to
mean, they didn't care, but like there's no boys around. There's lots of nieces and daughters and whatever. There's no boys in the family, so we got a girl
have.
though. I honestly, I genuinely did not care, and now I can say I was made to be a girl dad for
Yeah.
sure. You got some of it
Yeah.
each, so you get
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah. I got the two girls and the boy. So mm. I needed. I feel like. Well, I felt like initially I needed another boy to handle Dominic, but Harper's tough. She's tough.
Yeah, you told me
She
that.
she will smack him around, and like he's always, oh, she hit me, and I'm like, you know, bitch, go fight.
Did you do any gender reveals for any of them?
We did do a gender reveal for Dominic. Don't remember the gender reveal for Harper, but we did do one for Dominic, and and we still have pictures of where it made my oldest daughter cry because she wanted a little sister.
Oof.
She's like, no, no, I don't want a boy.
Man, that's we've got a friend who had a daughter that they were the same way. They just the entire time they were like, "Yep, this is my little sister," and everyone they waited until the baby was born. They did not find out what it was going to be. So the girl just kept going on, "Yeah, this is my sister," and everyone's like, "Well, or brother," and she's just like,
Nope.
"No, it's my sister." It's like, I mean, it could be a little brother now. She's like, "No, it can't. It's my little sister." It's like, okay. And it was this girl, so she got it
Yeah,
right.
that's crazy. Oh, so I keep going back to this concoction that in like sipping
Ah,
because I was
yes.
supposed to make myself a strawberry slush. I really wanted one from Sonic, but I decided to come home and not buy it. I was like, I can just make my own. Well, then I ended up dumping too many strawberries into the blender, and I was like, just keep it going. And now I have a nice strawberry smoothie, but it's delicious.
Oh, well, that is good. At least it's still good. I love slushies, ices, all those things. I remember a buddy of mine. He went one day. He was like, "Man, I got to get healthy." So he goes and buys like an $80 juicer, and then spends like $100 on all the fruit. I mean, apples, oranges, pears, like lemons. I mean, just literally every kind of fruit that you could
You're about
think
to hurt
of.
myself.
And he lived in a condo at the time with another guy that like they were big poker players and stuff and bet on lots of random things. And he had me help him bring this fruit up, dude. It was so much, so heavy. Well, we made two different kind of juices. One of them was apple juice. Man, it took us probably 15 minutes, and we'd cut up and juiced so many apples, and we each got like this much, and like it was like it's not even really very good because there's no sugar
Yeah.
added or anything. Like it's not that great. And the other guy, he was just like, "You're such an idiot. Why did you buy that?" He's like, "Can I use it all the time?" He's like, "No, you're not." He's like, "I absolutely am." He's like, "Dude, like I bought all this stuff. I'm gonna get healthier. I'm gonna use it like every day." And he's like, "Dude, you may never use it again." And he's like, "You want to bet 5,000 on it?" And he's like, "Well, no, of course I don't want to bet 5,000. I can't control it. You'll go do it again tomorrow and win." And he's like, "Well, okay then." Like a year later, we bring this story up, and my friend who bought the juicer, he goes, "Dude, I'm so glad we didn't make that bet. I've never used that thing again."
So the reason I said you're gonna hurt my soul because I am actually somebody who did that. I was on a real big health kick. I was working out every day. I was running every day, and I went and bought this juicer. Well, I actually did use my juicer again, but the thing that I was laughing about is because you do until you figure out what actually makes juice, like a lot of juice, you'll go out and buy all of this fruit and stuff, and like you said, you get that little bit of juice out of it. So what I realized, orange, obviously oranges make a lot of juice. Carrots make a lot of juice, and
Hmm,
um, I used because when you grew up, you heard about V8 juice. So I used tomatoes.
sure.
Tomatoes make a lot of juice, but you can't use a lot of tomato juice because the flavor will overpower everything else.
Yeah,
So I did a lot of carrots and apples because that's actually really good for like juicing.
so, speaking of kids and juices that mix, a lot of their like mixtures of fruit pouches and stuff have carrots and
Mhm.
apples and stuff. I'm like, so weird. And I've tasted it, Yeah, it's a kid thing, but like, I got to make sure my kid's eating something that
Yeah,
tastes good. I'm like, huh, this ain't
yeah.
half bad.
The,
So, anyway, sorry to cut you
no, no,
off.
you're fine. Carrots make a lot of juice, and it's not really an overpowering flavor. So you could put like the apples and the oranges and stuff in there, and then that'll take that'll add the sweetness to it. But you do have other fruits and vegetables and stuff that you use that will give you, you'll put like 8 sticks of celery in there, and you might get like a quarter of a cup of juice. But I
Yeah,
took all of this juice to measure it out and like put it in a gallon container, and I used probably like $60 worth of fruit and vegetables. I got like half a container of juice, if that, and it was like, hmm, I don't know how this is gonna work. Like I don't.
I know.
So I was also working at Mill Creek at the time. So like I would bring this juice, and my kids would be like, "Mr. Johnson, I want some of that. It looks good." So I ended up bringing like this whole pitcher. Found out one of the kids couldn't drink it because he's allergic to carrots.
Uh, you're like,
So I had
who?
to like just not give any to anybody because I didn't want to be unfair, and I had to go make a batch
Sure.
that would be good for everybody.
Carrot
So
free.
yeah, no
Yeah.
carrots, no carrots.
Just like, how are you guys on tomatoes?
So there's another thing that I wanted to bring up on that same, I guess, kind of the same situation as far as being allergic. Where the hell did all these peanut allergies come from?
Dude, so many allergies in general. I agree though. Like gluten allergies, peanut allergies, like I know they're real things, but I swear within the last, 5 to
Yeah,
8 years is when it just really started
yeah.
developing.
I don't remember being in class and somebody's like, "I'm allergic to peanuts. I can't have that." I'm like, everybody ate Reese's. Like everybody
Yeah.
ate peanut M&Ms, and M's, and
Yeah, boiled
Yeah.
peanuts, everything. Yeah.
Everybody ate peanut butter. Like, I don't know anybody that was like, I can't have that. Now, you might not have liked it, but you weren't allergic to it.
And that's like all the stuff with gluten. They're just like, I can't have that. I gotta have gluten free kind. Otherwise, I like break out and stuff. And like, I know people that are like that, but I've known, growing up, I went through a lot of people. Nobody ever had
Yeah.
an issue.
Now, when I was at Mill Creek, I did have a kid who was allergic to grass.
That actually, I know a couple people that are like that.
But what it was weird, they labeled it as him being allergic to grass, but it was actually a certain type of grass. But when you
Yes.
say
So I was going to
allergic
say,
to grass, I'm thinking like this dude's gonna step outside and die.
yeah. Uh, we used to actually make fun of one of the guys that would play like backyard football with us because if we played it at certain people's houses, when he got tackled, this dude would start breaking out and itching and stuff. Like, such a wuss. And he's like, man, I can't help it. I'm allergic to it. It's like, you're allergic to
Body's weak.
grass. Uh,
Your body has turned you into a girl. You're weak. Grass.
I know.
Grass is your weakness.
We,
Really?
our term is brittle, brittle boy. Like, oh man, I feel that way now all the time though. I can't deal with anything. It's just like, oh, I drank 2.5 beers. I'm drunk and I'm sleepy and I'm gonna have a hangover now. This sucks.
uh, I feel that way. Well, not with beer, but like I'll like make myself a drink. Like in all honesty, this smoothie almost became alcoholic, but I figured it was too early in the morning. Um,
Eh, it's 12 o'clock somewhere, 5 o'clock
that's
somewhere, whatever time it
that's
needs to
true.
be.
It's definitely probably about that time in China somewhere. Uh, but yeah, I'll make myself a drink, and I'm like, "Yep, it's gonna be a long night." Now, by the time I down that drink, I'm, oh, guess I'm going to bed.
Man, whenever I have like a steak dinner, I don't drink that much anymore. But I enjoy a beer or margarita with Mexican food or something. Man, if I don't take a headache pill before bed, I just wake up with a killer
Seriously, drink
headache. Just
water. Who
one.
takes
That's
headache pills? Just drink water.
I've actually increased my water intake because I had like severe
Oh God.
dehydration. I swear I used to be like a lizard or a camel or something. Like I did not drink fluids at all, not just water, fluids. If I wasn't working out and going to the gym, I might drink 8 ounces of liquid in a day. My friends used to make fun of me because we'd go to restaurants and I'd just order water. And by the end of the meal, my glass would be overflowing because ice had melted and there's actually more water in my cup than when we sat there.
Okay, so I've
I was bad,
never been
man.
like that. Mm-mm. I have to have water. I have to have liquid. Now, there was a point in time where I didn't drink a lot of water, and I drank liquids, but it would be a bunch of BS like juice and tea and all that stuff. And then my body decided to betray me, so I can't just constantly do that
Buddy,
anymore.
mine too. Those 30s hit
Yes,
hard.
yes, they do.
I, have you ever had kidney
Never
stones?
had kidney stones.
I don't wish it on anyone, literally anyone that I can think of.
I'm sure there's some.
It was possibly not off the top of my head. It was awful. Like laying on the bathroom floor in the fetal position, like hurting so bad. And I would rather have the flu 10 times than this because it doesn't go away. Like, at least with the flu or if you're sick or COVID or whatever, like you feel bad, but you can take some medicine and fall
Right.
asleep, or you can, put something on and whatever. This, no. this pain like is nonstop. So you're just like can't sleep because you're hurting too bad, but you can't relieve the pain until it's over. And for me, it was a little over 3 hours was the worst one.
Mm.
It it was the worst thing ever. It was awful.
No, I've been fortunate enough to not have kidney stones. Uh,
Yeah, ever since then, I was like, okay, more fluid intake. You got it. I can do that. Smoothies.
I drink about 3 of these a day, if not more.
That's pretty good. I do not, but I do drink more, a lot more than I used to. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't go to the gym as often as I would like to. So I know, I mean, obviously, this doesn't help you build any muscle or anything, but if I'm at least drinking these and like walking or running on my treadmill, then it, helps with a lot of, different things.
well, that's the big thing at this point. It's like, yeah, like everybody wants to be big and muscly still, but it's like at this point, it's just being
Yeah.
healthy. So just being active and consuming fluid stuff like that, like keeps you going. I just like I say, I want to be able to run around with my kid. I want to go beat the neighbor's kid in
Yeah.
basketball. Like all I care about. I don't have to be jacked or whatever anymore.
I still have to be jacked. I was
Well,
talking to my buddy Dwayne the other day, and he was, talking about his workout regimen, and he was talking about all the stuff he did at WrestleMania, and I was like, I saw you, Dwayne. I mean, I get it.
I figured that was the
Yeah,
Dwayne you were
you know,
referring to.
good friend. Grew up with the guy.
Sure.
Yeah. Uh,
DJs, you call them
yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, other people know him by other names, but he'll always be Dwayne to me. Um, but I'm like, man, I would love to eat 2,000 pounds of salmon every year, but it's just not in my budget.
That's the biggest thing that I get frustrated about, or used to anyways, was like I was pretty like muscly and worked out a ton and stuff. But then you like go to the movies and you see like Chris Evans or Hugh Jackman or whoever, and they're just like ripped out of this world. And it's just like I can never get there. And then it's like, oh, Men's Health put out a thing on their whole workout regimen. It's like I did that regimen, and it's just like, oh, and then they ate 1,500 calories for breakfast this morning with eggs and bacon and protein shakes and all these special things. Then they had their chef make them another meal at 11 a.m. and then they ate again at 2 p.m. And I'm like, oh,
So my 3 times a day has now turned into 8 times a day.
yeah, this got a lot more spent. Like I'm trying to eat at work for free and like maybe eat a little something for breakfast and then have a good dinner with the
Right.
fam. It's like, but you want me to eat 6,000 calories a day and spend $200 a day on food? I can't swing
Yeah, you're
that.
you're talking you're talking like 5 different meals, and you're not only having 5 different meals, but you're working out for like half the day.
Yeah, which that's what I know. I think it was Chris Hemsworth actually who was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore." Maybe it was Chris Evans though, and he was just like, "No, it's just too hard on my body. Like the eating, the working out, it's too much. Like you're constantly you feel full, and then you have to do like X amount of push-ups before so many scenes just to like look buff." And he was like, "It's just the worst." He's like, "No more shirtless scenes for me." I was like, "Ah, thanks." Saving the rest of us normal people from
Thank
looking like scrubs in front of our women.
you. Mm-mm. You have to play that off. Be like, yep, nope, it's not a six pack. It's a 24. How do you like your suitcase, baby?
I mean, I'm naturally skinny, so like I still got some definition, but definitely not if I had my choice. How big I'd be or whatever. That's everybody though. Everybody wants better for themselves, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Now I just like to look at people who are bigger than me and be like, at least I'm not him.
That's it.
Cool. I'm not that guy. Mm.
That's it. You go to the gym and you're like better than him, better than him. I can lift more weight than her. Oh wait, no, maybe not. She's got more weight than me.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. So,
Nah.
I have another question for you.
All right.
It's about to get a little dark.
That's fair.
When is the right time to die?
Hmm. Boy, this did take a harsh turn. It's not when you're trying to lift more than the girl that you thought you could lift, and then you like drop the weight on you. That ain't the right time.
Well, no, I
Uh,
mean, because
no,
I was having this
I know, I'm joking.
conversation with my wife, and you could take two people who are the exact same age and they can die at that age, but depending on who they are and what they did for anybody, you're going to get two different responses. Like, one is going to be, oh, dang, he died too soon. And the other one is going to be, he lived a good life. It's fine.
So that's what I was kind of going to say. Honestly, to individuals themselves, I don't know that there is a right or wrong time, but it's more the impact that they had on other people. And so it's everyone else's view on that person, just like what you're saying, where it's like, you know what? Like, of course, everybody's happy they're gone, but it's like, okay, I mean, happy they're gone. Everybody's not happy, but people will be like, oh man, like they left an impact. They did this. I remember doing this with them. And then there will be the people that are like, God, they had this going on. They were working towards this,
Mhm.
whatever. And like, my nana, like she lived to be 90 something and had a great life, and everybody was sad when she died, but like she was content, everybody else was kind of content, and it's like you did it. You had a family, you got to do
Mhm.
everything. That's a good point. Obviously nobody's happy, but you're there. Uh, on the flip side, you've got like a friend of mine who died when he was like 30 or 31 or something, and he was my workout partner. Like, awesome guy, bartender, just had a family, and finds out he has cancer, lives another year. Yeah, lives another year and gets to see his little baby turn 1 year old, and cancer takes him. And so it's just like, no, that's not the time.
Yeah,
Sudden car accidents, which, that's not the
yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean, I was thinking like personally, like how long would I need to be around before I'd be like, all right, we can call it. I mean, because
See,
like the
go ahead.
technology and stuff is getting better, for better or worse. But we'll just say medical technology is getting better, so people are living longer. Some people are living longer for certain
Right.
circumstances, right?
Yeah.
But you have that opportunity, but it's like, do I really want to live to see 100? Like, do I need to be here for 100 years? And obviously, the go to things that most people are going to say, you want to see your kids grow up, and then if you can, you want to see their kids grow up. so I guess like ultimately it's like my I guess my wife brought up a good point. It was like, stick around until you can't take care of yourself. Once you get to the point to where somebody else, like you have to depend on somebody else to take care of you, then you're probably like, all right, let me out of here.
So I think a lot of it boils down to like unselfishness, kind of, and just that's goes from person to person. But similar to like what your wife is saying, it's like, well, are you adding anything to the world, whether it be going to see your family every now and then, or going to still have friends to hang out with. Like, I deal with people from all ages, 21 and up. And we've got a guy who's 92, comes and plays poker tournaments 4 days a week. And it's like, we've got, 70 something year olds who are in worse shape than
Mm-hmm.
him, but he's sharp witted and funny, got cheesy jokes. And it's like people enjoy seeing this guy. A lot of his family doesn't live here, but he comes over either with a bus or with someone gives him a ride and plays, has fun. So I would say like he still adds something to the
Yeah.
world,
So he can still share his
and
experiences, and
and that's it.
he's got all his faculties together. So he's not just
Right,
like
right, exactly.
staring at everybody, or like nobody's wheeling him in, and it's like, you want me to play this one? And then like they're playing the cards for him. Like he's functioning himself. And I
Sure.
guess that's what you want. But uh I guess yeah. I mean that would definitely be the answer. I mean, you don't want to, if you can help it, you don't want to go out while you're fully functioning. Like you don't want to be
Right.
like, yeah, I got this. I'm gonna do this miracle, and then like a bus takes you out or something
Yeah.
something like that. But I don't know. I guess what made me think about it, to be honest, was because I was telling my oldest daughter about our good friend Price. His brother is actually doing MMA, and he had a fight this weekend,
Oh, nice.
which he won.
Oh,
He
wow.
won. So I can't
Nice.
remember what championship he has, but he has a belt. Like he's killing it
Oh,
right now.
cool.
He's killing it right now. And I was telling her about him because I was watching UFC 300 with her, and I was explaining like, "Hey, this is real.
Sure.
This is real fighting, and it's this." Because she also watches wrestling with me, which I haven't directly told her that it's scripted, but I've also been like, "Hey, they train for this. They, don't be doing any
Right.
of this crap." Even though we did that crap at their age, but it's more so
Yeah.
my son and my youngest daughter, because my son will be the one trying to throw her off the top of the bed or some crap, and I'm like, "You're
Yeah. He's like off the
right,
top rope,
like
elbow
they train
drop.
for this. If I ever catch you doing any of this, I will strangle you." So I was just explaining his situation, and then we kind of started talking about Price, because I told him, I was like, "Well, I've known him since he was little, but I met him because of Price." And then I
Right.
started telling her about him, and she was like, "Well, what happened to his brother?" And so I had to explain that whole thing, and I was like, that was definitely one that was gone too soon. Like I don't think he was supposed to leave when he left, but obviously he was, because he left.
Right. I mean, there were so many stories of him that are just heartbreaking. I was actually really close with him. Like, I had spent the night at his house
Mm-hmm.
before, and we rode the same school bus my whole high school life. So, like, I was really close friends with him. And, man, just so many good things with him, and he was doing good for himself. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like I mean, he was fine, like he was whatever in school, but I remember one of our teachers was bragging on him. I think it was Miss Janes actually, and she was like, few students actually improve after high school. She said, but Price, he went from being a C student, just kind of whatever, to going to college, getting all A's and B's, and on the football team, like coming home, helping around like the school. He like helped them with something one time and it meant everything to her. And it's just like, wow, this guy literally, he's one of those people that is like, can break the mold of whatever, his family situation was. And he was doing it. And then
Yeah.
crazy taken away
Yeah.
from us.
Yeah. Because I was telling her about how cool he was, but he was also a wild boy. Because I told
Yeah.
her about like one day he came to work, and I can't remember if he got pissed off at work or if he was pissed off before work. But he came in, and like I had literally taken a tray of potatoes out of the oven. So like these were hot, hot, hot. He was like, hey, hit me in the face with one of those potatoes. I was like, I'm not hitting you with these potatoes. What is wrong with you? And then he was like, no, fuck that. Hit me with the potato. And I was like, dude, I'm not hitting you with the potato. I just took them out. He was like, I know. And then like we kept doing this back and forth. And he was like, look, let me tell you something. Either you hit me with a potato or I'm gonna hit you with a potato. And he was talking about punching. I was like, I'm not about to fight. I'm not. Like as if I had to fight you,
You're
I'm
like,
going to cut you. Like it's not even gonna be a fair fight. I was like, I'm
but
not
how did this become a fight? I'm trying not to hit you. Why are you going to hit me?
and so, long story short, he got hit in the face with a hot ass potato. I was like, no, no. It was like, boom. And then it was like, let me back up because he might actually swing.
Yeah.
But
Man, that guy, it is crazy. Like you say, just, people taken too soon. But I remember, him being from Alaska, like he took that to heart. He was just like, yeah, I wear shorts in the winter in
yep.
Mississippi. He's like, look, you don't have to be tough. Like we know you're tough, but like if you're cold, dog, you can wear pants. Like we ain't gonna make fun of you. He's like, why would I do that? Because it's like 33 degrees and raining. He's like, I'm fine. It's like, no, you're not. Nobody would be fine.
I would say when he initially got down here, yeah, absolutely. He probably did think our cold was nothing. But like now your body, like over years, has acclimated to what we have. So
Yeah,
there's no way that you're comfortable at,
exactly. You don't have to keep up that
yeah.
persona, bro. We know you're tough.
It was kind of like what's that one coach? I can't remember his name. The soccer coach. Went,
Went,
yes.
Mr. Went. Yeah.
I know he used to like drive, like not drive, like he used to ride this bike to school all the time. And I was like, why does he ride that damn bike everywhere? And then like like I took it as he was a poser because I saw him at movie gallery one day in a truck, and I was like, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. But like he was like, no, I'll take this bike everywhere, and I'm like, no, you don't, no, you
You're like, not across 49. I saw you.
yeah, it's like he pulls up, and I think I was working at movie gallery at the time. I just remember seeing him there. I can't remember if I was working there then or not, but it was like, hey, that's not a bike. That's not a bike.
Man, I used to love his class. He used to let us get away with some stuff. Like I'd play chess in there all the time. Uh, and like I was a good student too, so he just let me get away with certain things, but playing games, whatever. Uh,
Dad,
that's the coach, though, that he's the one that cheated me out of my
no,
letter on my
I
leather
know.
jacket.
I my biggest memory of him, and I don't remember if I said this the last time or not, but my biggest memory of him was in the courtyard. There was a brawl that broke out, and like you see all these male teachers coming out, and they're trying to like break this whole thing up. Coach Bo comes out, he's trying to break it up, and
I know what's
these two boys were going at it, and Coach Went comes out of nowhere and folds one of them. I was like, oh shit.
Dude, I remember that. Oh, I didn't see it. I remember everybody talking about
No,
it
he
though. And I remember him coming to class and he had like just a little cut on his elbow or something. And
no
boy, he was
he
like still red though.
he steamrolled that kid. I'm talking about this was like a Goldberg level boom, just spear. Like he rolled that kid. The kid was all like, yeah, and all of a sudden, I was like, damn, all right, everybody, time to go to class. Let's go. Wrap it up. It's over. Superman has
I've only
arrived.
I've only seen one grown man do that any other time, and that was Coach Mack to C5.
Really?
Do you remember seeing that?
Uh-uh.
So C5 and Big Hankins were fighting, and eventually they got broken up, and C5 decided to go after him again and starts charging. Coach Mack was like, I said that's enough. And I mean, like, form tackle picked him up and, like, slammed him down and just held him down on top of him or whatever. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, dang, like, I didn't know he had that in him, but it was
Sometimes
intense.
it happens. When I was at Mill Creek, I German suplexed a kid.
Oof.
Yeah. And it was to keep him from attacking another um lost for
Kid
words.
or
No, it
something.
was another worker, but I was trying to
Oh,
come up with like the actual term, but whatever it was. Anyways,
yeah.
counselor. There you go. He was going to attack another
Okay.
counselor. These two guys have been going back and forth, and the counselor is trying to like talk to the kid, and the kid's just being disobedient, and he's like "f you" and just doing all this stuff, and they had an altercation. I think we had put the kid down, like in an actual like tactical thing, and he was like by the kid's head, and it was like, "All right, we're gonna let you up. Are you cool?" The kid's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine." And I remember I got up first, and so I'm standing there, and the other guy gets up, and he turns to walk away, and the kid's about to like hit him in the back of the
Uh,
and before I knew it, I just wrapped him up and was like, boom, and put him back in the restraint. And like
man.
in my mind the whole time, like I have him in this restraint, but I'm like, I'm going to jail. Because I'm thinking like I have
Oh,
I've
sure.
harmed like I'm thinking I have messed this kid's back up or something. But it was just a reaction because I don't remember if he had anything in his hand or whatever it was. Either way, I was trying to keep him from like hitting the because they had been
Sure.
heated the whole time. So I'm thinking like if I don't stop this, it's going to turn into a real fight. And
Yeah.
so, like I said, just without thinking, I wrapped this kid up, slammed him, and like rolled him back into the restraint. And I just was like, "Hey, you cool? You cool? Like, calm down, stop
I thought you said you were cool.
it."
Hey, look at those guns.
So
Sheesh, chill out over
I was like,
there.
I was like,
Man, ode to C5. I'm remembering still the bus
oh.
ride when we had won district. This Randy. Randy Mac, baby. Randy Mac, baby.
No,
He's not a stranger. You're not in danger. You know him. He drives a gray Ford Ranger.
dude, me, him. I remember we were. I don't remember who we were playing, but we went to Western Sizzling and ate. And on the way back, me, him, and Michael McGee. I want to say maybe maybe Booger was there too, but I know it was like the three of us, and we were like making fun of him in the back, and we got in trouble for it when we got back. But it was like, I'm on fire, 20 inch tires. What's my name? Randy McIntyre. Like we were just back
Randy
there clowning,
McIntyre.
and we got in trouble for that when we got back. Coach James did
Got
not like
hair on
that.
my chest, hair on my back. What's my name? Randy Mack.
Coach James did not like that at all. But dude, those were fun times. Fun times.
Oh
Uh,
man, I love that guy. I every now and then I see him post stuff on Facebook, and I'm love to see any of those people succeeding, and any of our old
yeah.
friends. So it's good stuff.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh, it was something else that I wanted to talk to you about, but you got sidetracked on some other stuff, so I kind of don't remember. See your throw rug moving back there. That's cool.
Yeah, she's a little more social nowadays because we started blocking off the workout room because little girl likes to go in there, and I got to clean that up. I'm not a clean person. Never have been. It's just not. It's not my thing.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I I need to go in my workout room. It's not blocked off at all. It's just mentally blocked off.
Well, let's do that today. We'll both have a good workout. We'll get something done. I'll try to get some guns like you.
You got to pay for these, baby.
See, that's where I'll watch my X-Men. I'll be working out, watch an episode and a half, and that'll be like my workout time.
That's fair. I'm actually gonna get caught up on X-Men '97, sir. I'm on episode 2. No, I'm on episode 3. So there's 5 episodes that have been released. So I am 3 behind.
Now I'm the one who's like, look, I don't want to catch up. I want them all to be out by the time I get there. So
Come on, man.
I'm cool with
You
taking
got it.
that.
Oh, I just thought of it. I'll say this, and then we can wrap up. But Disney Plus is cheating right
All
now.
right.
They actually have both Marvel and DC on Disney Plus right now.
Which DC do they
They
have?
have a lot of the DC animations, and they're getting a lot of the DC movies. So right now, for sure, I know they have
Interesting.
Shazam and Shazam 2 on there, but they also have Teen Titans. That was the first thing that caught my eye. I was like, wait a minute, Teen
Okay.
Titans? So the way that they're able to pull it off is because they merged with Hulu.
Yeah.
Hulu also had some of the licensing for the DC movies. Because they
Oh.
show them on like FX and stuff like that. So by proxy, they can now put that stuff on Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
Disney. How are the Shazam movies? I've heard Shazam 2 is actually pretty good.
I watched both of them with my kids, which probably heightened the experience. I like both of them. I
Okay.
like, and I guess because of the nature of Shazam, they were able to get away with lot more of the goofy, silly stuff because he's a kid, ultimately.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll have to watch those now that they're on
yeah,
there.
yeah.
All right.
Pretty good stuff, man. I did see, like I said, I was like, Disney's got the cheat code right now. Of course, they got all the Marvel stuff because they bought Marvel, but I'm like, now you get to use DC without really having anything to do with DC.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's another one of those things that
Well
That's
played.
another one of those things
Well
that
played.
when we were younger, you never would have been able to tell me that Disney would have had so many properties, especially
Oh yeah.
like a lot of like the adult properties that they have. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're like winning Monopoly
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. It's like they bought Fox, and then the fact that you can go on Disney and watch The Simpsons now. What?
Yeah.
The Simpsons and Family Guys, like with Disney's squeaky clean image, you never would have thought in a million years. But
No,
here
I
you
know.
are,
Like I
and then
said,
they also have
they're like, oh, yep, Reading Railroad, B&O Railroad. Yep, buying that up
yeah,
too. They own it all.
everything, everything. But I mean, I guess that's it, man. Until next time, love you guys, love you all. You over here, over here, over here. Cameras everywhere. Love you. Thank you for tuning in. Love you too, brother. Thank you
Likewise,
for
brother.
spending some time with me. And see you guys again on Conversations in Pastimes. Love you. Later.
Peace.